Hey, hi you guys, and welcome to the channel. Rod Savala here, and I first want to say thank you to how many of you have subscribed. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate those of you who have signed up on my prayer team. I appreciate that greatly. Thank you so much. Hey, in chapter 17, and actually just before we get to chapter 17, another amazing miracle takes place where the people are complaining about having water or not having water, and Moses is told to strike the rock, and right out of the rock comes water, a great type of Christ, a foreshadowing of what was to come. And I want to get to where the people, the Amalekites, come into the story, because they're the first fight that the Israelites get into. And there's an interesting verse in chapter 17, let me read verse 15. And Moses built an altar called its name, "The Lord is my banner." For he said, because the Lord has sworn, the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And what I found really interesting here is this war is generational. It's going to keep on going. And the Israelites have been complaining about substance. You know, I need this, I need that. And I wonder if sometimes we're missing the real enemy. There's an enemy that we have that we ought to be warring against, the enemy of self and pride and on and on. But that enemy comes every year, comes every day. And check out what happens. Moses he tells Joshua first that you are to go to fight Amalek. And Aaron and Hur go with Moses to a vantage point where they can see what's going on. And Moses lifts his staff. Maybe he lifts both arms up, but definitely he lifts his staff. And somehow they get it, that when Moses' staff is lifted, the Israelites are winning. But when his arm comes down, the Amalekites are winning. And they figure it out, and Aaron and Hur get their arms under Moses' arms and keep his arms up. And I thought, isn't it interesting how again the physical comes into the spiritual? And I titled this video that trust throws a shadow. Trust throws a shadow. That is, when I'm on my knees praying, I can throw a shadow. When I'm giving to help something, I'm throwing a shadow. Let me see what else I put down. When I talk to somebody, when I go out whether it's to the streets or whether it's one-on-one, I throw a shadow. So I'd just like to ask, is our spirituality throwing a shadow? You know, the greatest spiritual event that ever took place on a physical cross. Nothing more spectacular, more miraculous than when the Lord went to the cross for you and me. So here's my question. Is your spirituality, is your faith, is your trust throwing a shadow? And is it a long shadow that hits people out here who have never heard? I hope so. God bless you, and here we go.